So I moved to Texas because everyone said it was affordable. No state income tax, lower cost of living, more house for your money. That's what they said. But groceries are expensive, rent keeps climbing, insurance is through the roof, utilities aren't cheap. The only thing that hasn't gone up, Texas minimum wage. It's still $7.25 an hour. Politicians keep bragging about how great the Texas economy is, but who exactly is benefiting from it? Because regular people are paying California prices with wages that haven't changed in over a decade.
Bro, ain't no way Texas minimum wage is 7.25. Ain't no way. Y'all gotta be. Hey, let me know what state you live in and what's the minimum wage. Cause I'm about to look up Texas right now. Ain't no way. Ain't no way in Texas is 7.25. I think here in Virginia it's like 12 to 30. Oh, in Texas is 7. Wait a minute. Whoa. 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 I'm genuinely surprised. Bro, I got my first job when I was 17 years old in high school, but it was before I graduated. So it was probably 2015 to 2016. I was getting paid 7.25 an hour at Subway. Then I got a little raise and got paid 7.50 at Sonic. What? Oh my God. What? Okay. So that's Texas. Virginia is 12.77. I ain't even saying that's great, bro. Minimum wage is minimum wage. I'm not with it at all. You know what I mean? But it's the minimum. Something has to be the minimum. Damn, 7.25.
Can't stand it when I see kids that are making 70 grand a year spending $28 for lunch. I mean, that's just stupid.
And how much do you think lunch costs, Kevin O'Leary? Let's say I'm a young person fortunate enough to be making $70,000 a year because the city-sized data centers you're building haven't yet taken my job. And I wanted to order lunch. And we're not talking expensive sushi, we're talking fast casual. A standard salad at Sweetgreen currently costs $20. We can add a can of soda, and oops, guess I'm never gonna own a house. A well-known 24-hour diner in Midtown Manhattan that literally calls itself No Frills charges $24 for a BLT. A burrito, chips, and water at Chipotle costs $26. You co-own a restaurant that charges $25 for a Caesar salad and a fast casual chain that charges $21 for dumplings. Your generation, and specifically people like you and your relentless allegiance to maximizing profit at all costs, has made it so $28 is just what lunch costs. And this is to say nothing of the cost of home ownership, something most people my age can't even fathom, so forgive us if we blow our savings on luxuries like fast casual burritos. Oh, Kevin O'Leary. If you had to spend one day in the 2026 you helped create on a salary of $70,000, you'd probably kill yourself.
Hey, so here's the problem with society. I'm gonna just get straight to the point, right? Because everything sounds good when it's on paper. He's like, yeah, this restaurant, it costs $20, $18, $20 for a salad and everything. Who told you in the first place you gotta eat out? Okay, I had to learn this lesson the hard way, bro. 2 years ago, I went broke. I was eating out every day. You tripping, door dashing and eating out in the same day, man. You just working to eat. Let me tell you something. Till this day, I got 4 streams of income right now. Okay, stocks, YouTube, Facebook, and well, maybe I got 3. Oh, I got my community, so I got 4. Right? Check me out. Check me out. Hear me out. Listen closely. I eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with protein shakes. Guess what? I get 2 loaves of bread from Sam's Club for $6. I get peanut butter, 2 big jars, $14. The jelly is $6. That is equivalent to 76 cents per sandwich. I eat one for lunch, drink a protein shake. Bro, $76. I mean, 76 cents for a sandwich. You're not going to beat the price. Buy groceries, man. Stop complaining.
At this point, the groceries are just laughable. I'm so like offended by the prices that I actually have to laugh to keep from crying. This is what I bought for myself, not even my wife, just for me the next 2 days to eat because I want to eat healthy before the holidays. I got some grass-fed ground beef, some turkey deli meat, some lettuce, cheese, tuna, carrot sticks, blueberries, almond butter, coffee, and I got a case of water under there, which is like $4. Do you have a guess on what this is? $86.77. How? This is for 2 days. Now,
Okay, so y'all gotta. I get it, man. Like, I get it. It sucks. Let me just say that to sympathize for the people who are like, well, Jay, you can't just ignore everything. Look, bruh, it does suck. I'm not gonna lie. I would buy a salad from Sam's Club. It would be a huge salad. It would probably be the size of those 2 bags. Plus, it would have like eggs, bacon, salad dressing. It was delicious, man. I love salads. It was like $8. That's not bad at all. I go to Kroger. They're going to charge me 1 serving of that salad at Sam's Club. 1 serving is going to be like $7. So buying things in bulk is a lot cheaper anyways. But salad don't use excuse me. Excuse my French. Salad doesn't do anything for you. Okay? It's not fiber. It's not a good source of fiber. It's just literally like water. And you add salad dressing to it, it's like fat. I get it. Well, I should be able to eat whatever I want. Yeah, but you should also be able to keep whatever you earn as well and use it wisely. That's what I think. What else we got in here? Bubbly, don't need that. It's sparkling water, bro. So you're buying 2 cases of water. They're charging you more because it's carbonated and flavored. I'm just picking it out. Look, I understand. I understand that you have a variety. You can't eat the same thing every single day. But there's a cost to everything, man. You want freedom? You want financial freedom today on a regular income? You're going to have to sacrifice some things. See, I'm going to tell you what my competitors aren't going to tell you, bro. We react to the same type of videos, but they're the type to be like, yeah, it's so terrible. People, this is the Trump economy, and they should fix it. Nah, we need to get ourselves out of debt. We need to stop using credit cards. We need to stop throwing over free money towards interest. We need to stop relying on one stream of income. We need to stop looking at the only money I make is the money that I trade my time for. We need to start to look at what can I invest my time in? How can I educate myself after college? Or after high school, if you didn't get a college degree? What can I provide more in terms of value that doesn't require me to always trade my time for in society in order for me to earn more income? And no, I'm not talking about no doggone 401k. Oh, I'm building my retirement. Bro, you can't even touch that till you 65 and then keep increasing the age with that, bro. We got to do more. We have access to more. I'm not like my competitors, man. I'm not like these other YouTubers out here that are just sympathizing with all the bad prices and stuff. I don't care if you like it or don't like it, whatever. I don't like it either. But there's only a couple ways out of this. And complaining and soothing yourself with excuses with this is not one of the ways out, man. It's just not.
Can somebody explain to me how my rent goes up when the lease renewal comes and nothing about my living has changed? Nothing's been renovated. Nothing's been updated. I'm not getting anything new. Also, my pay hasn't gone up, but you can jack my rent up hundreds of dollars. Make it make sense.
Yeah, I've always wondered that. And I don't have a real answer for that. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think? Let's actually see what's in the comment section. All right. Someone said these guys will do that to tenants just for the tenants to move out and then end up renting it out for less than what you were paying before the increase. So do your market research and show your landlord what you can get for less. Wow. And I've heard from certain mentors of mine who have tenants that live in their homes that they rent out, that it's better to keep a good tenant instead of getting a new one that's going to pay more. But in this case, they're moving you out so they can sell it for less, which is kind of made me scratch my head a little bit. I'm like, what sense does that make? I'm not sure. Why? Why do you think they do this?
There is now 0 states in the US where a minimum wage job can afford a 2-bedroom apartment. But fuck a 2-bedroom apartment, let's look at a 1-bedroom apartment. And to add a little cherry on top, let's look at the state ranked #1 in affordability, Arkansas, which has an average rent for a 1-bedroom apartment of $958 a month. So if you're working a minimum wage job at 40 hours a week, 4 weeks in a month, you're bringing home $1,160. And that's before the government takes tax money to go bomb children overseas. So if you're living in the most affordable state in America, you have $200 to spend to split between groceries, healthcare, insurance, car payment, education, anything like that. And you don't even have that $200 because this is without getting taxed. Since 1985, median rent prices have increased over 150%. While incomes have only increased 35%. Do you see the disparity? And I can already
smell the comments. If you don't think the minimum wage should be a living wage, if you don't think that you should be able to survive off of the federal minimum wage, then your opinion's irrelevant. So just go ahead and scroll on to the next video because we don't need you here. The whole reason a minimum wage was created so that even the lowest paid workers could afford to survive. And now they literally can't. And the problem is it's not even a minimum wage. In states like Illinois, a renter must earn $30 an hour or work 2 full-time $15 an hour jobs just to be able to afford a 2-bedroom apartment comfortably. So you and your spouse/roommate both need to be making over double the minimum wage and working at least 40 hours.
So this is really interesting, but I just did some research based off of what he just said. And according to the Economic Policy Institute, which is a journaling website, the federal minimum wage was created in the United States by the Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938 during the Great Depression. President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed it into a law to pull workers out of deep poverty, stop the extreme exploitation of vulnerable laborers, and boost consumer spending to help fix a broken economy. That doesn't sound like it was meant for you to live on. It sounds like it was meant for an economy to get out of a certain state. And I quote this from the same source. Core goals of the law. Number 1, fight poverty, stop exploitation, stimulate the economy, and protect children. Let's look at stimulate the economy. It says give everyday people more cash so they could buy goods and help businesses recover. Wow. That doesn't sound like you're able to live. It just sounds like you're able to spend more money. Kind of like the stimulus checks, maybe? What did people do with the stimulus checks? You feel me? Like, usually when people get more money, they don't know how to manage it. Why? Because they just buy liabilities. And I'm not saying, oh man, well, food isn't a liability. I mean, it's you can call it an asset as long as it doesn't make you tired and you're not lethargic afterwards, right? But let's be real here, man. Depending on the government has never been a good decision for you to make more money. And a lot of us learned this with government workers, with the government shutdown in 2025. Like, if y'all haven't learned y'all lesson yet, stop depending on Uncle Sam to feed y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they tax us. Find out a way to not get taxed. How to allocate your income. You know, this is why so many people invest into real estate so they can have income that's not hit by Uncle Sam. It's like, bro, like, start a business or something. You know what I mean? Have some write-off, bro. Bro, I ain't got no money. I can't start a business. Okay, I'm gonna let you believe that.
They trying to say you need $94,000 to live comfortably in America. What? Who the hell they talking about? And then this study says if you are two working adults and you got 2 children, you need to be bringing in at least $209,000. Excuse me? See, the first thing I notice is they're talking about average instead of the median. The median salary for a single adult in America is about $42,000. And the median cost for a standard, like, family, right? 2 kids, right? Is about $78,000. See, this is the game that the media will try to play with you to make you think in your struggle, it's you. No, boo. It's the system. Because basically, the American life is becoming mathematically impossible for most Americans to even live. Right now, the American economy feels like, one of those claw machines. You see the prize, you reach for it, but that claw never actually grabs tight enough to pull it out. So I'm asking, when you hear numbers like this, do they feel realistic to you? Or does it...
She does have a good point. Median and average are 2 different things. You know what I mean? The median is in the middle. The average is everybody added up and then divided by that same number of people that you added up. So she does have really good truth right here. I mean, it doesn't take rocket science. I learned that in school, in middle school. But we got to live below our means. And I know a lot of people say things like, oh, we're already living below our means. No, let me tell you something. In America, we have something called luxury. And a lot of things that people take for granted, things that we get every single day, they don't consider as luxury because you've had it every single day. Right? You've never went without, or you don't have friends that have been from third world countries that haven't had the same access of tools and finances and opportunities as you. This is why so many foreigners, they take opportunities that average everyday Americans wouldn't take when it comes down to certain working conditions and whatnot, because, well, you've been fed on a silver platter. Like, it's just the truth. You know, we're blessed to be in America, man, where there's so many opportunities. I will say that. On the other hand, how do you live below your means, bro? One of the biggest things that I always advise, and I'm not no financial advisor, you don't have to follow my advice. And this content is just purely educational and entertaining. But one of the biggest expenses people will ever pay is rent and mortgage. Bottom line, you got to have a roof over your head. So what do you do with that? You roommate, you split rent with loved ones, and you just do like that. That's what you just are going to have to do in certain circumstances if you want to save. Ask me how I know this, man. I went from paying almost $2,000 a month for rent to paying $400 a month for rent. And now I'm stacking. Now I'm investing. Now I'm working on a financial freedom route in order for me to get out of debt, have income rolling in, and have multiple streams of income. Grow my my fourth stream of income that I'm just now starting. Okay? Look, businesses do this. If you all are ever in the stock market, right? You will understand, or for those who aren't familiar with the stock market, you'll understand that in order to evaluate a company that has strong fundamentals, you have to look at their balance sheet. You have to look at their net income. You got to look at numbers off of what they're generating, what their expenses are, and what their cash flow is, right? If the numbers are negative, they're not doing good. If the numbers are positive, that's a greater sign that they're doing good, that they know how to manage their money. But if the numbers are negative, they have to cut costs or increase their revenue. It's the same rule. Nobody's pointing fingers at people who make less or have more struggles financially. But the biggest businesses in the world follow these things. This is why they have huge layoffs, by the way, as well. You know, a lot of people will look at it in a victim mindset and say things like, oh, well, they're just evil. They want to replace everybody with AI and computers. Bro, they're here to cut costs so they can be more profitable, so they can expand the business. You are a business. If you want to expand your finances, cut your costs as well. Stop eating out. You don't have to give your money to these companies. Stop buying so many shoes. Stop buying so many clothes. You know what I mean? I go to Sam's Club to buy these little black t-shirts for $6, bro. I got like 8 of them. This is why y'all see me in black t-shirts half of the time, bro. And they haven't even faded yet, bro. What are we doing here? Y'all buy new iPhones. Apple just came out with a leasing program for you to lease an iPhone. That'd be the problem. Y'all see an iPhone and say, oh man, well, it's $1,200. You know what I mean? Over 2 years, how much is that? That's like $50 a month. They just got $50 a month of your money that you haven't even earned yet in their pockets. And I love Apple. But you know what I love more? My money, making money. So guess what? I'm going to keep my iPhone 14 Plus, and I'm not going to buy the newest iPhone. I'm not going to keep going out to eat. I'm going to decrease my expenses by living with loved ones or friends, and I'm going to stack my money. And I'm going to find a way out, because there's been multiple people who found a way out, but Americans are used to being fed on a silver platter, and they don't want to get rid of what they don't consider luxuries, but should be some type of standard as, why shouldn't we be able to do this? You understand other people don't live like that in other countries, bro? Even if they do, there's some people who just don't have the luxury of having your luxuries in life, man. We got to start being more responsible over our finances. That's it.
To literally tell you what we spend on a monthly basis as a 25-year-old married couple living in Greenville, South Carolina. First and foremost, this is the worst one every single month. Our mortgage is $3,400. Our power bill is typically around $160. Water bill is around $85 a month. We usually spend around $600 on groceries, $350 on eating out, $250 on gas for our car. Car insurance is $314, Wi-Fi is $60, we pay $38 for pet insurance, $60 for life insurance, and $14 for our gas bill in our house. Month of June so far, we have spent $817 on like miscellaneous things. That includes Amazon, Target, Nuuly, like all the things that are not necessities. We also put a percentage of our paychecks into a savings brokerage account. Both contribute to a 401k. My husband contributes to a Roth IRA, and then we also tithe to our church. So all of our absolute necessary bills add up to monthly cost of $5,331. So I would love to know what y'all think, if that's high or low.
I would love to know how much you make. You feel me? Because $5,000 ain't bad if it's 5% of your income, or if it's 15% of your income. But if it's 50% of your income, baby, we got a problem. We got a problem. Y'all got to spend a problem. 800 miscellaneous off of Amazon? What do y'all be getting in a month? I mean, you got the groceries, you got the house, you got the utilities, you got the tithing, you got the gas. Sheesh. But hey, it's their money. How much they make? How much? She don't say how much she make. She gave all the good information, but she didn't say how much they make.
To literally tell you what we spend on a monthly basis as a 25-year-old married couple living in Greenville, South Carolina. First and foremost, this is the...
Yeah, she don't say how much she make. It don't matter unless we know how much she make.
worst one.
Wow, butter's on sale for $8 a pound. $23.49 for paper towel. Probably gonna buy 10 packages at that price. Can't beat it. Wow, only $7 for asparagus that might last until tomorrow. What am I gonna do with all this money I'm saving? Probably gonna plan a trip or something. Everything is so cheap. It's like they're giving it away. Start the car. Great news. Groceries only came to $150 and everything fit nicely into this bag. Isn't that convenient? There should be enough food here to last us through the weekend. If these great savings continue, you may only have to work until you're 88 instead of 90.
So start counting your nutritional facts. I know y'all don't like reading. Actually, y'all my people, man. Y'all be watching my videos. I can't talk about y'all like that. The rest of the world don't like reading, man. You know what I'm saying? Read not how many calories, but I mean, watch the calories, you know what I'm saying? Watch the sugars and stuff, watch the fats, but really watch them proteins. Them proteins, they be filling you up quick. Think I'm lying. Oh. Think I'm lying. I bought like 20, I think it was like 15 or 20 of these for like $16 at Sam's Club. 32 grand. Look, I'm gonna tell you this. It's a meal in a can. Does it fill me up like a good steak and a dinner at a 4 or 5-star restaurant? No. But it filled me up right here in order for me to do enough work and be energized to make more money, which is what I'm concerned about. Not concerned, but what I'm focused on. I ain't worried about no doggone asparagus. I love asparagus. Give me some asparagus. I just ain't paying for it. When I go to the grocery store, I don't go hungry. I don't go shopping hungry. You know why? It creates lust in my stomach. I'm good. Because then you be, oh man, that sounds so good. Ooh, and I can eat this too. Oh man, let me go ahead and look at that bill and be like, I only got this. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the person who liked the live, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm good. Eat before you go shopping. Therefore, you don't spend what your stomach is hungry for, because you ain't hungry in the first place. Second of all, again, well, I already said it, but read the nutritional facts, y'all, please. Eating Doritos is not healthy, and this is why you got to eat 1 million of them in order to fill your stomach up. It's not beneficial to your wallet or your health.
How can we afford an $80,000 house? Very simple. Over 30 years, just a trifle down payment, and a pittance of a mortgage, and 2 living parents with a pen, hook, and sign.
So that clip was from Boy Meets World, and that episode aired in 1999, and I couldn't help myself, so I had to run the numbers. The show took place in Philly, and I saw that the median house price was around $80,000 in 1999. Now, Corey and Topanga were high school students without a job, so they couldn't qualify, but what about the median household income back then? It's $40,000, which is about $3,300 a month, and a 3% down payment on the median house was only $2,400. So somebody in Philly in 1999 didn't even have to save 1 month's income to put a down payment on this house, and the interest rates were around 7%, just like they are today. So with principal, interest, property taxes, insurance, and private mortgage insurance, the total payment was $750 a month to get the median house in Philly, and you're making $3,300, so that's about what, 25%? So a family making 40 grand could take care of their entire mortgage in just 1 week. And then I wanted to see, well, let's just see what happened to the prices in Philadelphia, because we know the averages around the country, but let's look at Philly. $80,000 was the median price in 1999. 2009, it's now $250,000. So below the average for the nation, but the income was $40,000 for the median household. Now it's $60,000. So the housing price, even in Philly, went up over 200% in the last 25 years, but the income only went up 53%. So even in smaller cities, metro cities, no matter where we look, I don't think I have found a city in America where the housing and income was even close to keep.
We're also talking about mortgages. By the way, that protein shake was not the best that I had. I had to put on a poker face for that one, but we're talking about home ownership, man. Rent has gone up too, don't get me wrong. But I feel like we have to prepare ourselves financially for our future kids, for our families that are already here. Like, we got to be more responsible with our finances just because this is the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, housing has gone up quicker than people have gotten raises, but there's also more opportunity for you to make money outside of the job. So why just subject yourself to just making money by the job you're already working? Anyways, it's out of our control on when we get our raises. But if you start another stream of income, cool. On the opposite hand, we got to start accepting the truth, bro. I don't think this is going to change anytime soon. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Oh, snap. That was the last video, yo. That's it for the live stream, fellas. All right. Anyways, I appreciate everybody for tapping in. I will see you in the next clip. I'm out. Peace.